Welcome to my channel. This is Bruce the Boss, and a new House bill has been introduced to up the level of the vaccine mandate. Initiatives seem to be going on across the country and the world to the Secretary of Homeland Security. But before we get into that, please do not forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment on this video, share this video. I want to appreciate everyone's support thus far in helping me to grow this new channel, since YouTube nuked my previous channel for just merely questioning or opening up dialogue as it pertains to the initiative of the pandemic and the initiatives being taken by the government and mainstream media in collaboration. Now to the story. So Congressman Richie Torres of New York has just introduced a bill quietly on August 6, 2021, just a little over a week ago. And this H.R. 4980 bill will direct the Secretary of Homeland Security to ensure that any and every individual that is traveling on a flight that departs from or arriving into the United States or a territory of the U.S. is fully vaccinated against the COVID-19 virus. Again, this bill was just introduced a little over a week ago. Luckily, it's still in the early phases. It has not yet been co-sponsored by anyone. However, it has been referred to a committee for the Homeland Security. Now, it is very important that you contact your local officials as well as your state representatives to ensure that this bill does not see the light of day, because what they're trying to do is they are trying to make sure that every citizen gets the jab, and they're going to try to do it 6 ways from to Sunday, because if you haven't been paying attention, they're already starting to make a lot of other moves to ensure that this actually happens. You already see what's happening over in France as it pertains to the health passes that have been authorized. We've seen videos of police officers just walking the streets of outdoor restaurants, mind you, asking people for their papers. Well, they're trying to bring it here to the U.S. as well. We've already seen just a couple of major U.S. cities, such as New York City and San Francisco, mandate the jab for any and all indoor venues, not just sporting events, concerts, but also museums and gyms, possibly even schools or any other set venue. And now we also see or heard within the past week the Biden administration also pondering making sure that vaccines checkpoints are done on a state by state level. So any interstate travel also will require, again, they're just considering ensuring that any interstate travel requires vaccination, proof of vaccination. So if you're not flying, they'll try to get you if you try to bypass that by driving across country. Again, you got to pay attention to what is happening. This is not an anti-vax rant and or fight, because it's all about freedom of choice. You should be free to get the jab or not to get the jab. And this should not be something that is mandated. I am fearing that this whole pandemic and this push to mandate the jab is just nothing more than a gateway drug to communism and or fascism of some sort. And keep in mind, they're trying to force a mandate of getting the jab if you want to travel. A jab, by the way, that it's proven not to be as effective as initially advertised, especially at least in the face of this new Delta variant. We're seeing the Pfizer vaccine's effectiveness literally plummet to as low as 42%. And keep in mind, this is a virus that affects different demographics a lot differently, some worse than others, some not really at all, statistically speaking, as asymptomatic transmission and or should I say asymptomatic cases amongst the young and healthy is still astronomically high as 88%. Meanwhile, those who are mostly affected by this, those who are elderly, especially those in their 50s and most especially those over 60, as well as those who are overweight and obese, make up the overwhelming majority of the severe cases and or deaths. In fact, I believe 90% of all fatalities of the virus occur in countries where obesity is a major issue. 80% of all hospitalizations are of those who are overweight and obese, according to the CDC. And so we need to, if anything, be focused on protecting those who are most vulnerable. And yet they're trying to do this one size fits all to ensure that everyone gets the jab, to ensure that your life is a living hell, that you can't travel one way or another, not by plane, not by car, ensuring that you aren't even able to work, as numerous companies are working hand in hand with the government and the administration in order to ensure that if you don't get the jab, you don't work. We already seen these pushes on the federal level as well, the largest employer in the country. So they're trying to also affect your pay. And this is becoming a very dangerous development on one's freedoms and one's rights, especially when you have a lot of these people just brandishly and or blatantly say, forget your freedoms, to hell with your freedoms, much like Arnold Schwarzenegger recently got caught saying, and that is a very troublesome sign. So just need to pay attention to a lot of these moves going on, and this HR Bill 4980, let us hope that it gets squashed and doesn't see the light of day. Otherwise, we're really in trouble. And I think that they are accelerating these moves in large part because Biden's poll numbers are just plummeting fast. I mean, we already knew this to be a possibility, and a lot of lies as it pertains to his true supporters and or those who voted him into office, because the man has been getting, for instance, ratioed on social media since the beginning of his administration. And so we knew a lot of the polling that have come out in the early months were a lot of lies, because the man's videos have, again, been mostly ratioed to hell, not even close. People do not like this man. We're seeing inflation on the rise, and they are afraid of a red wave come 2022 and are really afraid of their chances in 2024. So I believe they're taking this time where they have the power, have the majority in the House of Representatives, have a split of power in the Senate, but still the ability to get quite a bit passed. So control of Congress to a great level of degree. They have the White House. They have the companies backing them. They have social media. They have mainstream media supporting them and supporting their narratives, as well as censoring any information. And they're afraid that they're going to at least lose the legislative power during the midterm election. So I think they are really accelerating the war on individual freedoms and or rights and liberties. All right, but that's the video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Like this video, share this video. All right, this is Bruce the Boss. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel to show some mad love and support and Rage Against the Machine. And I'm out. Peace.